What's up, guys? Anthony here with Empire Music and EmpireMusic.com here in Pittsburgh, PA. If you need anything, reach me here at the shop, 412-343-5299. You can also email me directly. It's anthony@empiremusic.com. Today, showing you another comparison here. Finally getting some stuff in stock where we can kind of show you the full lineup of these new, really nice instruments, the Fender Player Plus series. This isn't going to be a real spec-heavy video. It's really just about the sound between the two instruments. We have the P bass, which is a PJ configuration here. We also have the straight J bass, obviously with the two jazz pickup configuration. And I just want to walk through some of the sounds because I had a request from a few people that said, like, I've done some comparisons between the Player series and the Player Plus and the American Ultra versus the Player Plus, but now it's like Player Plus versus Player Plus, and the fact that this has a similar pickup configuration, I think it really is a nice video here to realize that, yes, there is a difference between a PJ configuration and a JJ configuration. And they're very versatile instruments, both of them, but you're gonna hear some slight differences, at least I think. We're gonna kind of discover this together. I just did a quick bit of warming up and just some ideas as far as what I wanna do EQ-wise. I have other videos on these individually, so those can get you deep into the specs, but real briefly, I mean, this is the new series. You got some of the differences between this and the Player series is you have the high mass bridge, noiseless pickups in the case of all the J pickups. The P pickups not noiseless. Those generally are kind of noiseless already because you have the two coils versus just a straight single coil, which changes the sound. That's where we get the P bass sound from. You can kind of fake that with the J bass when you solo that neck pickup, but you'll hear what I mean. There's definitely some differences tonally out of them, and not good or bad, just there's definitely some differences. You're gonna hear them, I think. Active electronics, so you have active, passive electronics, and I'm not gonna spend too much time on the passive side of this. I will show those off, but it's really about these basses, like I said in the videos before, they really excel in active mode. I never thought I'd say that about a bass, but these sound really good in active mode. Super versatile instruments from an EQ capability. So you have mid-range, treble, bass, pickup panning, master volume. No passive tone control. Don't sweat it, like I said before, because you're going to be using this primarily in active mode. 18 volt, so you got two 9 volts on the back. Both have maple necks, modern C shape, 12-inch radius, synthetic nut, open gear tuners. They both share all that stuff. I'm going to do both these with a maple board. When we get some Palferos in to match each other, maybe I'll do another comparison on that. So let's stick here with the P bass. I'm going to flip over to passive mode, pickups wide open, and it's going to run through a couple sounds here, and then we'll compare that to the J bass. So let's dive into that. Cool, so that runs you through. I'm not gonna go through each pickup configuration just for brevity's sake here on the video, so it'll be so long then. So let's jump right over to active mode with the instruments at this point. We're gonna go through wide open, and what I'm gonna do EQ-wise on these, I'm not gonna go straight like flat on the EQ at the detemp position. I'm gonna try and get these as even as possible. I'm gonna boost bass slightly, I'm gonna boost mid-range slightly, I'm actually gonna cut treble slightly, just kind of knowing how these things perform and what I wanna get out of a bass when I am using an active an active preamp. That's usually where I'm gonna put it. So I'm gonna put these even and we'll compare. Cool, so I think that's a really good comparison to show you guys between the two basses. Now remember there, on those examples I had with active electronics, I had bass boosted ever so slightly, mids boosted ever so slightly, and treble cut a little bit. So just a little extra oomph on the preamp there. I don't like boosting active electronics much at all, but it's a nice way to add a subtle bit of seasoning onto your tone, add a little bass, add whatever you want, or cut whatever you want. But when you start getting too far away from the middle ground there, I think at that point you're starting to do some detrimental things to your tone. I'm sure for some folks that works, but for me, it's about subtlety there with active electronics. So here, I just want to show a couple different playing examples wide open. So both pickups in active, but the EQ set flat. So. All right, I think that's a pretty comprehensive rundown tonally what goes on with these instruments. I want to know what you think out there, because I have some interesting takes on these things. Not to get too in-depth with it, I don't want to sway anyone's opinion out there, but I think wide open, I like the J bass a little bit more. I definitely think that when you're soloing the neck pickup, P bass excels. And I honestly don't notice much difference at all when we're soloing just the J pickup in there. And I've never been a big fan of the PJ bass when you use those pickups in unison. I like a slight blend on the bridge pickup when I'm doing a PJ configuration, especially if it's gonna be like a solo thing or something where you drastically wanna change tonalities. That's just kind of my thoughts on it here in the room playing, and kind of how I've always thought of the differences between P and J. But like I said, please comment away. I'd like to know what you guys think. If you need anything, give me a call at the shop, 412-343-5299. Free shipping, 0% interest financing, pro setup on every guitar. You can also email me directly, Anthony@empiremusic.com. And thank you for watching, as always, guys.